Hey guys, so sorry about the quality for this and the potato vision. I'm filming this on my phone because I want to film it as quickly as possible. So earlier today, I got a little comment on Bleeding Back's video from Grey Matter Studios saying, "Great shot. The action was incredible. We liked it so much we sat down and reviewed it actually. The review is on our channel if you want to check it out." I have never had a review before. I've been thinking about it all day and I'm just going to do a live reaction right now and we'll see how it goes. There is a review here. It's part of a video I'll link down below. It's called Monkey See, Monkey Don't, episode 2. I did do a little look around. I saw that they had a video of them doing shots while watching student films. That doesn't inspire a lot of confidence.
All I have to say is fuck you.
Hey man, fuck you.
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 Hey guys, Matt from the future. Just wanted to point out these are the intellectual, upper class, sophisticated movie reviewers, my critics that reviewed my film.
It wasn't good like bleeding fucking backs.
I'm gonna shit my pants.
Are you more drunk than us, you
Whoa.
frick
Happy
off?
birthday, Mr. President.
My hands, goddamn, fuck you. You knew that I shouldn't drink beer, dude.
These guys are reviewing my film.
Not even a splash. It's
Like a dribble, like you know how much you peed on your pants earlier?
like you know like droplets around your fist.
Wait, can we look at my pants here? This is how much I peed on my pants. There we go.
That's how much beer. That's how much piss was in your beer.
Okay.
I shouldn't put beer in your shot. I pissed in it. I
Okay.
lied to you.
Are there carbs in piss?
So make sure you like and subscribe.
These are my critics. I don't know, maybe I'm just paranoid, but I'm expecting it to be negative. We'll see. But here's the thing. So for those who know me, Midnight Double Feature, I review movies with my mate Zoheb, and we talk about movies all the time. With that in mind, I try not to judge indie films like that, and especially student films, especially when you're learning. So that's where I'm coming from. Let's just get into this, and I'll try and take the criticism as best as I can. Everyone has their own opinions, so I'm going to be as open-minded as I totally can. And I will react and give my genuine reactions, and I'm going to try not to get my feelings hurt. No promises. Because I'm an artist, man. I'm sensitive about my shit, and I'm just human. But I'm also, man, I can take it. Let's see how we go. I'm really nervous. So the thing I should mention, this is really exciting for me. I've never had my work reviewed before on such a public platform. So whether or not they're negative or positive, I want to see it. I thought this would be really interesting to document and get a reaction for. I got my beer. Let's get into this. They can do this drunk, so can I. Oh yeah, by the way, Matt from the future again. Just wanted to say shouts to Grey Matter Studios for the feedback. No matter what you say, you did call incredible, and there is evidence of that. So yeah, link to their video will be in the description below. I do appreciate the feedback, whether it is good or bad.
Warning. Watching student films is detrimental to one's health. The Surgeon General strongly advises you look away from your screen now. Thanks for watching.
Alright, I'm just gonna stop right there. This does not inspire confidence in what they're gonna say. Just kind of like what I thought. They're gonna try and make a meme out of this. Hopefully I'm wrong. We'll see. I will admit, a lot of student films aren't great. But you should not judge them by the same standards you would a professional production, that's for sure. Looks like they don't start reviewing Bleeding Back until 17 minutes in. I'm just going to skip right to that.
Bleeding Backs. We're on to Bleeding Backs, the best action film of our time, except it was made 2 years ago.
I'll take it.
Luke, what did you...
Bleeding Backs.
What give us something. Bleeding Backs.
Sure. You want me to go?
Oh, here we go.
Confident.
Bleeding Backs. A piece of shit goes on a rampage after the villains steal the girl he kidnapped to be in his movie. Screenwriting.
Okay.
We gotta talk about what
Okay,
happened.
Fine. It's It's a movie about a guy getting a girl back after she was kidnapped, and that's basically all it is.
That is basically it.
It's
You're
100%
right. Yeah.
of what it is.
I'll stop. They're right. It was, I wanted an excuse for people to fight. I came up with the most generic trope I could. Story wasn't the main focus for this. Well, actually, I wanted a twist and I wanted to reverse engineer from that. So, you know, I got to be honest. Like, it was more about the execution than the story for this. This is not a story plot-driven film. It was a part of it for sure, but I just wanted to sort of prove to everyone that I could take on this genre. So by taking on that trope, I felt like that was fine. So that's a fair criticism. I'll take it. I'll take that.
It is.
And we gotta tell the twist.
It's a guy going on a fucking Patrick Swayze Roadhouse kick-ass fucking binge to get this chick back.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Nothing makes sense. So girl gets kidnapped. He goes to save her. He saves her from a guy he knows, a friend that likes to do blow on chicks, I guess.
Yeah. America's pastime.
America's best.
Girls look so uncomfortable. She was like,
So uncomfortable.
like massaging
So
him. Well,
uncomfortable.
it was real
One of them
bad.
had tiny hands. It was
Yeah,
creepy.
it was
disconcerting.
sad. It was real sad. Anyway,
To be fair, we didn't really have proper rehearsals. We kind of just threw them into it. I'll take that as a director. I should have warmed them up a bit better. It was a student film. We did that pretty rushed. We'll go on with the screenwriting before I say anything else.
he saves the girl, but then kills the girl for his son that we had no idea about except by like a little picture. So I guess it was a callback,
Yeah.
but
I thought it was him, to be
Yeah.
fair, at the beginning of the movie.
he's looking at a picture of his son. Look how innocent I was.
I mean, there's weirder shit out there.
That's true.
But yeah, overall, it's just a revenge sort of thing.
Yeah.
Except it's not revenge because he kills her at the end.
Yeah.
It's not ideal.
They got close enough.
But
I'm sorry.
Plot twist.
Screenwriting, what did you think?
Come on, I'll take it. I'll take it. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me.
Screenwriting! What did you think?
I gave screenwriting a 3. Because exactly why we couldn't give an accurate summary.
Yeah.
Because it's nonsense. Just
Yeah.
stitched together in a pattern.
It's
I'll take it.
because
I'll take
the
it.
action was good and they just wanted to do action.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This is action porn to the max.
Yeah, and it's
At least they understand it, right? I'm not mad because they got it. And admittedly, you know, the plot could be better executed. I'll say this 100 times. It takes way too long to get to the fighting. We should have established a genre earlier with that. We should have probably opened on an action scene, really. And we spend way too much time setting up characters, which I think is important to try and make the twist pay off. But that was a tricky thing I started. In hindsight, I wish I spent more time writing it. But I think no matter how much time I spent on it, we would have ended up with a similar result because they were right. I was just looking for ways to fight. The only reason he kidnaps her instead of just tries to take her out there is because I want multiple fights, multiple locations. So, you're right. The action was front and center. That was the purpose of it. So, I'm not mad at being criticized for that. I have to be honest.
good action, but the
Yeah.
screenwriting is
good
fucking
action.
ferocious.
It's really good action, actually.
Yeah, I had fun with it. I gave screenwriting a 2. So even worse than you.
Oh, you're hurting my
I
feelings.
feel like a high schooler could have written this.
Oh, yeah. I think
Like-
a high schooler did write this.
Yeah, but they didn't look like they were in high school. Like they
Looks are deceptive, my friend.
yeah, maybe. Well, they like the whole thing with the truth and dare that they brought back later was real bad.
Truth or dare?
Ah!
What's your favorite color?
No,
It was a little cheesy, wasn't
it's
it?
boring. Ask another one.
I don't know.
Yo, why are you hiding out with her? Fuck this bitch.
What's your biggest regret?
Letting you ask the questions.
And it was trying to establish something for the characters that just didn't come through.
Right.
And the fact that we didn't know that he was a bodyguard for the whole time was just complete
I thought
fucking
he was
trash.
her captor.
Here's the interesting thing with hearing that. I hear it. I hear that. I respect that. thought it was kind of clear. There was a line in the beginning. He literally calls it a safe house in the beginning, and talks about keeping us safe and why it's boring.
No posting selfies. They can use them to track us.
Just gotta lay low for a few more days. Might be safer after that.
If only she knew the deals I've made to keep this safe house boring. She's better off bored than dead. You ain't gonna chase the ransom if I cut you in on my protection fee.
One of the problems I did find with this film, doing something, actually with anything like that, it's plot driven, is like you don't want to spoon feed your audience. And a challenge I found was, what do I tell them? What do I make super obvious? And what do I let people figure out? So maybe I could have said, I'm your bodyguard 30 times, but I felt that was, a bit redundant. Also, I think the phone conversation makes it pretty clear as well. Yeah.
I thought they were like lovers or something. But then she was like, truth or dare. Or he was like, truth or dare. What's your favorite color? And she was like, that's boring. So I don't know why the guy is like this.
About the dialogue parts of this movie.
Yeah, it was real, but it was just to try to tell a plot, and that's why it was awful.
Yep.
A million conversations. We went through a variety of different, like, backstories and things like that. And there was an idea of making them more romantically involved, but that was the original intention. But I later changed my mind to go away from that because I felt that just the dynamic between the two, it wouldn't come across right or something. Maybe that's happened here. That's a weird one. Tech. What's that?
So Tech.
Tech.
What did you think?
I gave it a 6.
6. What?
Because technical goes to fighting. Technical goes to fighting, and some of the lighting was real bad at parts, but sometimes it was really good. Like the lens flare when he's outside smoking was really cool. Yeah. And the fights were really cool, minus the sound effects. Oh! Yeah!
Not sure how they're approaching this. It feels like they're judging multiple categories of stuff and then mixing it to one. I think the lighting's fucking great, personally, except for maybe the middle action scene. But we knew that. What more do you want from the lighting? we backlit it. We did everything. We actually brought in practical lights into the set just to help capture it all and stuff. Sound effects, fair enough. They're a little cheesy, but that's a cheesy action flick. What more do you want?
Or like this one, I wanted to give a 6 or a 3, but I gave it just a 6.
Well, you're wrong. It's a 4 because of the lighting.
Tell me what the problem with the lighting is.
So
it was real bad.
That, I mean, even in the shots that were lit properly, weren't lit properly.
Okay. So for the action scenes, what we did was, it's very hard to choreograph the camera with our limited time. So we brought in lamps and things like that to bring atmospherical lighting in order to light everything. So that way, if you see a light, it's not ruining the shot. That's what we did. We still backlit pretty much everything though. Look, even judging from what I'm seeing here, I don't know if these guys are experts in lighting because, but like, really? Is that all you're doing is judging the lighting? But sound effects as well. I'm confused here.
I don't think they even had a light. I think they used natural light. Like whatever.
To try to, either to stylize it or they didn't understand lighting or...
Who knows? I think it comes down to action porn. They wanted to shoot an action film, which is admirable.
You need good lighting for action, though. And I feel like the action scenes were pretty lit.
They were lit.
Is it that you don't like the fact that there was lots of light in the action? Or you think there weren't enough light? Or... I don't understand.
Sets!
This I'm not expecting good. This we put a little attention to.
I gave it a 4 because it's houses. And for the money that seemed to be spent on this thing, they should have gotten something else. Like anything else. Like a city street, a fucking apartment building. Name it. Anything but a suburban house. And they didn't. They had 2 of them.
I gave it a 7, but I have no idea why. I feel like I should have given it a 5. I'm gonna change it.
You
Thank
are
you.
so fickle with this shit.
I agree, he's fickle with this shit. Yeah, like, they were suburban houses. The script was written to use locations I had access to. I'm not sure what budget they think we had, but it was very limited, and I was also shooting on a very short time schedule. I originally wanted to shoot in more of a warehouse environment, but I was the only producer, pretty much. So I had to allocate my resources to certain places, and I was like, fuck it, let's just make it a few houses. It was the easiest thing to do, and I could make it fit within the story. And sometimes you got to do that in filmmaking. You gotta pick your battles and know where you can lessen out on, so you can emphasize something else.
Well,
These 4 ands and changing your 5
Well,
to
you know,
7s.
I don't remember why I gave it a 7. I was less drunk back then.
How are you certified to review these movies?
How are you certified to review these movies, buddy? That's okay. I'm not offended. Most of their points are valid. Most of them. Not all of them.
I'm not.
Human error.
You didn't let me
What's
say
the other
why
tech?
I thought such
Talk about
really
camera,
a
talk
7
about-
slash a 5.
The composition, the music.
So, I thought they filled the space. Like, it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't horrible to look at. It wasn't bare bones. Like, I was like, this is boring. But it wasn't like there's too much shit on the screen. So, I kind of liked it. Yes, it was what they could get, like a house. But it was a filled house. It wasn't like a fucking house with nothing in it.
But
like,
filled.
drained.
Yeah.
That's not my movie. Is this their movie? That shot's not even in focus. You're gonna criticize. You want to talk about lighting? Maybe they're student filmmakers, as well. So, maybe they're student filmmakers.
But filled with what? Like filled with just what's the furnishings there? So
Yeah.
I disagree with you. I
Okay.
think the sets were really, really bad.
Yeah.
For the
I
money
think
that seemed.
I think the joke is they also did the same thing as us. So it's like, lol, we're talking shit. Okay, if that's the case, fair enough.
Seemed to be spent on this movie. So,
Okay.
deal with it.
Don't know what they think by money being spent, but if it's too little or too much, but yeah, gotta make do with what you got. Human error. I guess a lot of shit can come down to
Human error. All right, I gave human error a 5.
Weird categories to judge a film by the way. Usually it's like technical proficiency. Maybe you have one for visuals, one for audio, one for screenwriting, one for like editing, one for maybe you want to grade the color grading. I don't know. I'm curious to see where this goes.
Because the action was good, but everything else was shit.
Is that good or
Like, the
bad?
action was a 10.
Well, I
Or a
wouldn't
9.
say shit. I wouldn't say everything else is shit. But
Yeah.
Thank you.
the action was the crown jewel.
Yeah.
of this thing.
Some of the edits for the action did not serve the action well, but I think whoever created it was really good at
Shooting action scenes.
Yeah, not necessarily shooting action scenes, but coming up with choreography for the
Do you
action.
think John Woo made this? For human.
John Woo. I'll take that. Maybe they didn't see the credits, but I think now I'm starting to think, did I think that I shot, directed, everything did it myself, or I don't know.
For human error, I give it a 6.
Okay.
Because they did the bare bones plus a little bit with the action, so it was just what it was. That's all I got to say about that.
Audience error. I don't understand these review criteria.
All right, well then, audience error. Let's just move the fuck on.
I fucking love this movie.
Did you?
This was my favorite movie of the night.
I'll take that. Thank you.
For sure.
Hands down.
Yeah.
I give it a 9.
Damn.
Hey!
It's almost perfect in terms of audience enjoyment. Like, audience...
There we go. That's what I was going
Because
for.
some of the dialogue was so bad, but the action was great.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like
It was funny
Okay,
bad,
I'll
but
take it.
also good.
I'll
the
take it.
dialogue is the perfect wine matched with the action that is the cheese. So they're, it complements each other nice. And if you're willing to look at it in that kind of way and not totally serious, then yeah.
Yeah, like, admittedly, there are many parts of this script that I am obviously trying to take a little bit of that 80s cheese, The line where he's on the phone, he's like, don't worry about that, Marlon. The only thing I'm taking tonight is your life. Like, that's clearly like a 90s, 80s, like, type of line. The bringing back of the truth or dare thing, I think that's a, that sort of catchphrase type work. That's very, I'm going for the cheese a little bit. It's the weird, I think, I'm inspired by early 2000s stuff where it's still a bit cheesy, but they're taking up the edgy seriousness. So I'm playing off that. I'll admit it. This movie is edgy, is way too edgy. But that's what you do when you're making your first action movie and you just want to do cool shit. Because the whole point of this film was, let's just do cool shit. We can do bad other stuff, but like, let's just make everything cool. It's got to feel cool, like the music and the color grading and the fucking fighting and stuff. I'm just trying to replicate this vibe that I want to capture, and it's got to be sort of fun. Maybe I took it a little too seriously. I think he gets it. We'll see what the other guy says. The guy, he doesn't seem to like me as much.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
I gave it a 7.
Damn. Well,
because,
Savage.
like, I did enjoy it. It was probably the... Oh, you know me so goddamn well. Let's see how much fucking vodka is in this. That's pretty good. You did a good job. All right, audience 7.
Oh, you know me so well, too.
I enjoyed it. The action was phenomenal, and I love that. And but the problem was that some of the characters were just so bad. Like, what was the girl doing? Like, I didn't understand what was going on. So I was questioning that too much where it wasn't funny to me. Because I was like, what the fuck is happening?
I think we should genuinely be concerned about her well-being. I think she was kidnapped to do this part. I think all the women in this movie look really uncomfortable.
The tears were real at the end.
And the ones during production, they just brushed away real quick.
Yeah.
Oh. So, we're trying to keep this under 15 minutes. Actually, I was trying to get it to 10 if possible. So, it seems like a lot of their problems come from the same source of me trying to get some form of a plot in there, some form of character work in there around it. The backstory that's not said at all in the film to me was like, her dad was like a politician, and this guy's she's got something, so she's in a safe house protecting her. But I don't feel like any of that was relevant to a 13-minute story. I just felt like we need to know the basics. She's being protected. He chooses not to protect her at the end. I understand the criticism though.
I gave this one a 25. Bare bone. Perfect middle.
Perfect middle!
I gave it a 26, so it is a 25.5. Right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I must have missed something earlier, but I don't understand this system.
Nobody has to take a shot. Everyone is A-okay.
I'm not going to ever say Luke's wrong about the adding again, so yes, it's 26.5. Or
Okay, guys.
Yeah, other than the idea that they held all these women captive to shoot this movie, it's good. Like, the action's great. The story...
The voice of the main character
is amazing.
He's so good.
I'm a piece of shit.
I want to hire that.
What a cut. What a cut. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Franco. He totally understands the genre. He totally understands what he's going to look and sound like. You look at him and you know you're watching an action film. And he totally knew what I wanted at all times. And he was able to get it all times.
Man.
Yeah.
I don't know what for, but to narrate my life. Everything.
There you go. You got a job, Franco. You're going to narrate his life.
Yeah. That's staying in.
And this guy's drunk as shit.
God damn.
All right.
I I got some really drunk motherfuckers reviewing this shit, so I should not take this too much to heart.
Alright, Luke, truth or dare?
Wow, that's a lot to take in. I gotta take a drink for that. Look, could have been worse. They gave the action a 10. Most of their problems were with the script, but that was intended. I think the main thing they should have considered when reviewing should be more focusing on the things it takes to make a film, I think, especially a student film. Like producing is such a big element. Didn't really touch much of it. Maybe they thought the crew was bigger than what it was, but and student films are often made under a time limit too, so you know, you've only got a certain amount of weeks or whatever. So I thought the cinematography could have used more of a praise. If I could review their review, I would say they needed to maybe talk more about cinematography a bit more. Maybe talk a little bit more, not just the lighting, and maybe think about producing, about how the combination of all the elements together. They didn't really touch on directing much other than the character motivations. That being said, one of the guys seemed to understand, like, sure, the plot's not great, but it's because we were just trying to get to action stuff. I wanted to try and produce an action film and do different types of action stuff. I agree, some of the character motivations and character stuff, especially with the girl, the character Beck, weren't so great. Some of the stuff I thought they would criticize, they didn't. That's good. But yeah, it seems to me they mostly didn't like the plot. I'm a bit confused with some of their lighting issues, but you know, I'll take it. That could have gone a lot worse. Could have went a lot worse. So I'm not mad about that at all. Especially since that was technically my first short film. Feels pretty good. I know, I clown a bit, but let's be real. Like they seem like nice guys. Like I'm not sure what their motivation with reviewing student films of all things are, but it's cool. It's cool to have critics, and like when you're open, like things like YouTube comments, you're open yourself to YouTube videos. So I take it on board. You know, it could have been a lot worse. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. Thank you so much to Grey Matter Studios. Sorry if I clowned you a little bit there. Thanks for watching. And I do appreciate the constructive criticism. And it looks like you guys had fun watching and drinking and talking about it. Glad you liked something, glad you didn't like some things. At the end of the day, I feel like as a filmmaker, if I am getting a reaction out of you of any kind, that's a good thing, because at least you weren't bored. At least you felt something. And that is, I think, all we can really ask for from our audiences, to just feel something. Anyways, guys, like, comment, subscribe, do what you're gonna do.
So make sure you like and subscribe.
If you like the channel, if you haven't seen the movie, go check it out. And let me know your thoughts. Cheers.